Hello, welcome. Alice Mills Mai. I am a licensed mental health counselor and I am also a business owner and a PhD student. So a lot of things which has been getting in my way of posting videos. I haven't been consistent, but I will try and be consistent because I think consistency is important. I am also passionate about making mental health accessible and normalizing conversations around mental health in African communities. So I will try and be consistent. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe, share with friends, share with family, share with people in your community. Let us all learn together. You can also follow me on all social media platforms. Alice Mills Mai. So let's get into it. So for today, I want us to talk about mental health because I think we hear a lot about mental health. We hear a lot about what mental health is and we know some mental health myths. So I want us to take a few moments, kind of step back a little bit and talk about mental health. What it is, what it isn't, what factors influences a person's mental health. And even when we say mental health, what do we mean? So for starters, I'm going to read you this definition of mental health by the World Health Organization. So the World Health Organization describes or defines mental health as a state of well-being in which the individual realizes their own abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to contribute to his or her community. So I think a key word for me there is can cope with normal stresses of life, because I know there are some stresses that is a normal, that could be chronic, but it's the ability to cope. So being able to cope with the stresses of life. So in here, mental health is not the absence of stress and it's not the absence of mental challenges. Those are things that are going to happen and we all are going to go through it. Another definition by this researcher called Manuel et al. And they did a research in 2015 and they described or they defined mental health as a state of being that also includes biological, psychological, and other social factors which contribute to an individual's mental state and ability to function within the environment. This is one of the definitions that I really like about mental health, specifically the factors when it talks about biology, psychology, and also social factors. Because sometimes when we talk about mental health or mental state, people would think that a person is making it up or it's all in their head, but there is science to it. There is biology, genetics, genes, and all these things that impact our mental health or that makes up our mental state. So I really like that in this definition they highlighted all these things: biology, psychology, and social factors. Social factors are our environment. We cannot negate the impact of our environment on our mental health. The people that we are around, the environment, the physical environments that we are around, our workplace, our friendships, institutions, schools, all these things have impact on a person's mental health. So this is a definition that I really like. So if you're going to break it down from this definition, the factors that influences a person's mental health, or the factors that make up a person's mental health, I would say is the interaction between psychology, which is the cognitive, biology, genes, things inside a person, social factors, and I add spirituality to it, because things that is outside of the realm of human understanding. So these things, either one of them or all or one or two of them interact to form a person's mental state or mental health. So the biological aspect that I talked about, the body, genetics, hormones, is internal. It's inside of us. oftentimes we don't have control, and that could be sad. We don't have control over the genes that we are born in with, the family that we are born into, our biology, things that that are internal of us. We don't have control over that. And if we want to go really, really into the science of it, the electricity in our mind, if any of you study neurotransmitters, the brain chemistry, all of these things make up a person's mental health. So it's not something that somebody will make it up, and it's not something that you can also say, oh, I believe in mental health, or I do not believe in mental health. It's there. We are born with it. And then the psychological aspect of it, that is cognitive, our thinking, what we are thinking, or our brain, how our brain works. Affective, or our emotions, how we feel. Feelings, they are part of us. There is a reason why we feel things, and we cannot negate, or we cannot say, oh, I don't have feelings. It's part of who we are. It's part of the chemistry of a person. It responds to stimulus. It's a response to stimulation. It's a response to something. So our feelings, we cannot really ignore or deny our feelings. And then the social aspect, which I talked about a little bit, is the cultural, the environment, our physical environment. What environment are you keeping around you, right? Are you around a cluttered environment that you feel like you cannot even breathe, that doesn't make space for thinking, that doesn't support your mental health, all of those things, and the people that you're around? What company are you keeping around you? And then lastly, I talked about the spiritual aspect that is beyond our human understanding or our human psychic. And when I talk about spirituality here, I am not talking about religion, or I'm not talking about having a specific religion. We can use religion as a way to improve or to develop our spirituality, but spirituality is really different from religion. So it's the part of us, or the part of the world that we don't understand. Different people would have different explanations for spirituality. When I talk about spirituality, I'm talking about this 8 domains. So the research on spirituality has identified these 8 domains of spirituality. So mystery, there is a part of life that we don't know, we don't understand, we don't have answers to. Or there are some things going on in our lives that we don't have answers to. Love, forgiveness, suffering, grace, prayer, hope, all of these things, and peacemaking. So this is the type of spirituality that I'm talking about. It's your own individualized relationship or individualized connection. So those things make up our mental health. Like I said, we often hear the word mental health and we are like, what it is, what it isn't, what are we talking about? So these are things that we are talking about. And the notes that I want to make here or emphasize is that mental health and physical health are equal. So mental health is not more important, or it's not more significant than physical health, and physical health is not more important or more significant than mental health. Both of them are important, and each one has an influence on the other. So there are times that our physical health will impact our mental health, and then there are times that our mental health would impact our physical health. When you think about it, have you ever been so stressed or in a stressful situation that you would start to have body aches, your stomach, you have gastro issues, all of these things? That shows that our mental health and our physical health are really interconnected. So before I end today's video, I also want to give you a few tips to take care of yourself. One of the things that really helps: stay hydrated. Please drink water. Get enough sleep. The food that you eat, you know your body better, so you know how your body reacts to certain foods. So really be aware of it. Foods or beverages such as coffee has been known that it increases anxiety for some people. So really get to know your body. Get to know how your body reacts to certain foods and all of that. Also, being social, building a nurturing community. Know the people that you're around. Are there people that support you, people that do not support you? all of those things. So those things are a little bit of tips for you to include in your daily activities. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment sections. What do you think? What are your thoughts around mental health? How have you been nurturing your own mental health lately? Let me know in the comment section. And like I said, you can follow me on all social media platforms. Until the next video, please stay well and have a great